Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Jannah binti Saiful Bahari. Today, I would like to present about my final year project entitled Occurrence of Ectoparasite and Endoparasite in Cats from Selected Shelter in Selangor. As we all know that the most cats that live inside the shelter are from the outside, such as market, restaurant and other random place. So, they probably carry parasite on their body, either ectoparasite or endoparasite. Charles Oski et al. 2019 discovered that outdoor cats were 2.77 times more likely to be infected with any parasite than indoor cat. A few studies have been stated about cats in the shelter, such as Ramos et al. 2020 identified that endoparasite were found in 55.66% of shelter cats in the city of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. So, this previous study showed that parasitic infections are very common in shelter cats. Problem statement. Some cat owner or cat lover do not know about the disease caused by any type of parasite in cat. It can cause a few diseases in cat with a few symptoms like loss of appetite, vomiting, diarrhea, and many more. Although cats are potential reservoir of zoonotic infection to human, little data exists that highlight about occurrence of ectoparasite and endoparasite in cat shelter in Selangor. Majority study research was performed in the other states such as Sarawak, Penang, and the other countries such as Thailand, Brazil, Kenya, and Turkey. Significance of study. This study will be beneficial to a lot of people, especially people who are dealing with cats, planning to adopt a cat from the shelter, cat's owner, shelter's worker, and also veterinarians too. Okay, now let's move on to the objective. The objective of this study is to investigate the occurrence of ectoparasite and endoparasite infection in cats from selected shelter in Selangor and then analyze their risk factor. Literature review. There was two types of parasite, which is ectoparasite and endoparasite. Ectoparasite are parasites that reside outside the host, such as fleas, mites, ticks, and lice. On the other hand, endoparasite are parasites that live inside the host, such as Entamoeba species, Giardia species, Ancylostoma species, and many more. Methodology. There is two methods that I have been used in this research. First, full microscopic examination for ectoparasite and flotation examination for endoparasite. Full microscopic examination was the simple procedure to observe ectoparasite. Flotation examination method. The flotation method is based on the idea that the majority of fecal particles will settle at the bottom of the tube or vial, and then higher density of the salt solution cause the parasite egg and cyst to float at the top of the solution. Result and discussion. During this study, 8 species was detected, 3 species from ectoparasites such as Felicola subrostratus, Leporocarius gibbus, Linsacarius redovskii, and 5 species from endoparasite such as Toxocaracati, Ancylostoma brasiliensis, Diphidium caninum, Taenia taeniformis, and Toxoplasma gondii. The infection rates of parasites detected in this study revealed 40% of the cats in the shelter were infected with ectoparasite and endoparasite with different species. Felicola subrostratus 12.5% was the most prevalent ectoparasite detected, while Toxocaracati was the most prevalent endoparasite in cats population from the shelter. These results are also reported in other studies in Kota Samarahan, which consider Felicola subrostratus was the most prevalent ectoparasite in cats. As I mentioned before, Felicola subrostratus was the most prevalent ectoparasite. As you can see, it occurred in 3 samples from male cat and 2 samples from female cat. Then, only 1 sample found to be infected with Leporocarius gibbus in female cat and Linsacarius redovskii in male cat. On the other hand, for endoparasite, male cats did not infected with Toxocara species, but female cat had a 15% prevalent. According to the previous study, the occurrence of Ancylostoma species in male was greater than female. However, in the study, the occurrence of Ancylostoma species was the most dominant in female. According to previous research, animals that are young are more susceptible to parasite. However, in this study, adult cats tend to have higher infection rate either from ectoparasite or endoparasite. Based on this result, 9.1% Diphidium caninum was found in kitten. This result was supported by previous study where Diphidium caninum was found in younger rather than adult cat. To investigate the risk factor of ectoparasite and endoparasite in this shelter, a few answers were collected from the owner about their shelter by questionnaire. The question based on the shelter's background, population of cat hygiene, and the healthy care of cats. Firstly, high density population was the risk factor of ectoparasite and endoparasite since they have approximately 200 cats in total, and the number of cats entering this shelter was greater than the number of cats adopted. This situation makes the higher possibility of occurrence of ectoparasite and endoparasite in cat from the shelter, even though they changing the cat's litter 3 times a day and cleaning the cat's cage every day. Secondly, even though all cats were vaccinated and dewormed in this shelter, but there was a few cats who just being rescued did not receive any vaccine and dewormed, plus they don't treat the cat for fleas infestation. Untreated cat might be as a vector for ectoparasite and endoparasite. In conclusion, the data revealed that the most prevalent ectoparasite was Felicola subrostratus, while Toxocaracati was the most prevalent endoparasite in cats from selected shelter in Selangor. In addition, the risk factor occurrence of ectoparasite and endoparasite in cats from this shelter was detected, such as high density population of cats, undewormed and unvaccinated cats, and also untreated for fleas infestation to cat who just being rescued. In order to prevent the risk to human, the owner of the shelter must pay special attention to the health of the cats and be aware of virulent parasite illness. To better understand parasite infection in cat, further research is required, including serological and molecular investigation. That's all from me. Thank you.